What's really good? It's your boy Bracey coming to you live and direct from where? My kitchen, because I pay the bills in this bitch. It's my phone. And you can go fuck yourself with a dildo with electrical problems if you don't like what I have to say. But today I want to get into a question for the ladies. The question today is, are you single by choice? Or is it the choices that you've made make you single? Breathe on that. Just fucking breathe on that for a minute, because we're gonna get to it. We're gonna fucking get to it. Now, this is one thing with me. I meet women all the time. I am probably the prettiest ugly guy you will ever come across with dreads. Let's be honest. And it gives me certain advantages where I can listen. I'll just say I can talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime. And I'm good in any circle, really and truly. I am good in any circle. Let's just leave it like that. Fuck all the shit talking, because this is actually serious, bro. So one of the things I realize is, what makes me ask women again, are you single by choice, or is it the choices that you've made make you single? Is because I realize a lot of the time, like women, especially like when you were younger, because I'm in my 30s. And I know a lot of you when you were younger, including myself as a man, like we were fucking like jackrabbits. We were throwing, like, I was throwing dick everywhere like I didn't want it. I was boomeranging it. I was like throwing it, like see how far I can throw it, and then it will come back. As soon as it comes back, I throw some dick again in another bedroom, and then it comes back. I throw some dick again in another bedroom, and then it comes back. And then I tried a couple parks. And yo, anyway. So what I'm saying is, there's a certain type of men that a lot of you women were chasing before in the past. I mean, you lot were giving them your all, your everything, your best years, going out of your way for these guys that won't give you the commitment. Some people say, oh, they were chasing the bad boys, and everyone's like, oh, what's your definition of a bad boy? Look, I'll just say the guy that you was chasing for commitment and he didn't give it to you, or he didn't give it to you the way you wanted it to. So we'll put it like that, yeah? And because you spent a significant amount of time chasing guys like that, or maybe it was just the one guy, you spent all this time doing that, you may be emotionally scarred. So you walk out of that situation, and then you want to go to another situation where you want to try something different, and you wonder why it doesn't work out. You want to know why? Because you have these components of your character surfacing, and men can smell that out from afar. I mean, look at it like this. I mean, you could have a guy across the road, and you can look at him and you be like, nah, he looks like he's got a bear gal. Nah. And you know what? You're probably right. And that's the thing. We guys, we can smell these things out. We can see like how you dress. Oh my God, we're going to talk about that. The way you dress is a telltale sign of promiscuity. A telltale sign. If you haven't been promiscuous, you're damn sure thinking about it, because you're dressing like it, yeah? So that's one aspect that a guy can look at and be like, yo, this looks a bit fishy, I don't know, because, okay, I'll put it to you like this. There was this guy I was listening to not too long ago, and he put it out like this. He was like, listen, it's like junk food. Like, these girls will indulge in all this junk food from a young age, and like they develop an appetite for it, and junk food tastes good. We've all had junk food. It tastes fucking banging, until when you have to go see a doctor because you've got heartache, literally the pun, heartache, being the food, being the guy, the junk food being the guy that won't give you the commitment. Do you see the context that I'm going with? I know some of you don't get fucking context. I'm having to spoon feed you bitches all the way through, right? Spoon feed some of you, one at a fucking time. You lot are gonna get medicine today. Hang on, we're getting some medicine today, man. On God, we're getting some medicine today. If you start getting a little sick of what I'm saying, I've got some little fucking, yeah, you have one of these a day, you'll be all right. One of those a day, boost the immune system. Yeah. Anytime I drop something harsh, I'm gonna pour some out. Stick it right there so you're alright, check your temperature and everything, because I know how some of you lot get, you understand? Yeah, so like I was saying, you lot chase these kind of guys, give them all this time, and then you want to try something different, it don't work out. So back to like the food analogy that I'm saying. So you indulge in all this junk food for a period of time. You go to the doctor says, yo man, your heart can't take it anymore, you're gonna need to start eating healthy. And you say, okay doctor, yeah, no problem. So you start having salad with all that banging vegan mayo because I recommended it to you from the organic shop and you're loving it. But at the same time, you know, you crave that junk meal every now and then. You might even sneak and have a little junk food on the side. If we're gonna be honest, you know, we're gonna be honest. You know what? There's not many people that are just gonna switch like that overnight. Okay, because that's not their character. You see what I'm saying? So that's a thing. A lot of guys can see this from afar. They can see how you dress. They see how you carry yourself, and they can tell like what type of men you've been attracted that you've been attracting, because the way you carry yourself, you're carrying yourself that's an appealing way to them. You understand? Like certain men don't take certain things, and that's why they won't even look at you. So when you're like, oh, but there's no more good man, rare, no, they're here. And you know what? They've been around from the time you've been troubling a lot of these junk food niggas, and they were on the sideline trying to holler at you with this plate of salad that you didn't want. And they've watched this for all these years on the sideline, and now they see, okay, she's come to her senses. Now she wants something proper. And now they just backed off like, nah, fuck that. I'm not involved. I'm not involved. And you can't blame man them for being like that. But I mean, I could go more into it, but I thought that's just the surface of it. So that's one reason. Another reason, are you single by choice, or is it the choices that you've made you single? Could be your finance. What's your finance like? Are you in debt? How much money do you owe? How did you get in debt? What are your spending habits like? I mean, even though you make your own money, because a lot of girls are out here like, well, I make my own money, I make my own. Listen, no one out here is rich. No one's out here rich. No one out here has got money like that. Okay? So even though you work and you make your own money, I mean, we're still seeing the shit you're spending your money on. Excessive shoes, for example. Do you know how many bedrooms I've been in where I see like all these new pairs of shoes at the bottom of the, like under the bed or down at the foot of the bed, you know, boxes piled up on top of. One time I went to this girl's house. On God, one time I went to this girl's house. When I walked into the kitchen, from wall to fucking wall, she had shoes from one angle straight down a fucking other, just like that. On my life, they were stacked high. I'm short, so it looked even taller than it was. Must have been like at least 5 or 6 rows before I started seeing mist. It was that high up, okay? And I'm just sitting there thinking like, yo, like, I feel sorry for her, man, if she's got one, bruv, because look at what she's doing with the money. Like, what, like a decent man who's trying to build something and do something with himself. What the fuck is he gonna do with you? Even if you make your own money, no girl's gonna want to be with a man that's spending money on himself, not spending money on her, not spending money on her. Or while you're watching her spend her money stupid, you're not gonna go for that. At the end of the day, if a stove's hot, look, listen, you have to understand, men are logical. Men are logical. So even if we see the stove's hot, we won't even go near it, even though we might not get burnt. 50% chance that we might not get burnt. We won't even go around there anyway. We rather play it safe, because there comes a point in like a man's life where he wants peace. You see what I'm saying? He wants a bit of peace. He does. So he can see that from afar and be like, nah, fuck that. I don't even want no parts of that. I'm just going to back off. And then you miss out on something. The choices that you've made that just cause you to be single. But you out here saying, nah, I don't want a man. Right? So that's the second thing. So it's the men that you've been chasing, your spending habits. Another thing, your family. What you like of your family? Every fucking chick that I come across is like, yeah, I'm family orientated. But when you talk to them and you're like, oh yeah, so like how long you been living by yourself in your little 1-bedroom flat, or your little not Airbnb, but your little studio thing or whatever? Like how when did you move from home? Oh yeah, I moved out from, like, since I was 14, 17, 18, 16. But they're out here talking about they want a family and how they're family orientated. And me personally, I'm looking at it like, yo, you're family orientated? How, Sway? You just ran away from your own fucking family. You ran away from your own family at a young age. Now, listen, I know there might be cases where you may have to leave. We all know there might be like fucking sexual abuse and all that kind of shit. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about the average woman that left at a young age because, as they say, me and my mum couldn't get along under the same roof. You understand? How, like, yo. Or out of all of you women that turn around and say, oh, I left early because me and my mother never really got along. There was a clashing of heads. You and your mum might be good. You lot just couldn't live under the same roof. So, you know, there's communication problems and whatnot. So, if you know women like that, man them or women, if you do know women like that, what are their relationships like right now? Are they even in relationships? So again, are you single by choice, or is it decisions that you made make you single? Because you can't be family orientated if you ran away from your family at a young age. You know nothing about family. You probably run away if shit hits the fan between me and you. Now imagine if there's kids involved. You lot might say, oh, but he's overthinking. But this is a man's life, bruv. No man's trying to be out here 50 years old and paying child support. That's what you lot don't seem to understand. Okay? You lot gotta understand, man, them are not stupid, you know. We see these things from afar and we don't say nothing, because if we say something, we all know the truth hurts. A lot of women can't take the truth, and you're probably not gonna want to fuck anymore. So you have to understand, when you come across a guy, just as how you would know if you want to fuck that guy within 5 or 10 seconds of meeting him, I don't fucking lie, you know it's the truth. It's the same thing for us. Within a few short brief seconds, we pretty much make up our mind what category we're gonna put you in. You're either gonna be just a one-off beat, we're just not gonna fuck with you at all. You're gonna be a side chick, you could be a girlfriend, you could be a wife, or you could be dead to me. But you get the idea. You get the idea of what I'm saying. So this is what I say: is it the choices that you've made that make you single, or are you single by choice? You know, who are you trying to convince? Yourself, or men like us? Okay. So you've looked at the men that you've been with. We've looked at finance. We've looked at family. Now we can look at friends. Now I'm just glossing over everything because it's my first video. I don't even know if you lot are gonna like it. So I mean, if you lot have questions, hit me up. I will tell you the real. I'm not here to pander nothing for no girl. I'm gonna be respectful. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. I see you lot struggling. I see you lot struggling. Okay, so let's talk about your friends for a minute. Okay, your friends. Now your choices of friends speak volume, but it doesn't make much noise because we leave you in the back where we can't hear you. Do you understand? So now the choices of friends that you make. Now if you're out raving with your friends all the time, yeah, I get it. You work hard Monday to Friday like a lot of us, you know. Come weekend you want to go shake a leg or something. Cool, I get it. But like when you're out with certain friends and they dress a certain way, they carry themselves a certain way. Like I could be talking to you, my friend could be talking to your friend, but she might not be into him. But the way that she's talking to him, for example, you know, the way that your friends are carrying themselves, like inside the dance, the obscenities that they're using, cursing like a sailor and all these kind of things. And you trying to stand up and tell me you're not like that. So then what the fuck do you two have in common then? What, you lot good at math together? Make that add up. Like, who do you think you're talking to? Seriously, like, who do you think you're talking to? I heard or I read somewhere a very long time ago, they said like the 5 people that you spend most of your time with, you tend to be like them. Again, components of your character then arises. So even if you meet a man out the blue, he knows nothing about you, and you try to contain all of the shit that you've been through, he can still sniff that out on you. Because you know what? Just as how you've had experience, so has he. He's had experience with women like that, who try to cover up things and try to act like everything's okay, when in actuality, a lot of you do need therapy. A lot of you need therapy. I'm not saying man don't need therapy too, but again, we're talking about women. I'm talking about women right now. You go make a fucking channel and talk about man if you want. You dig? So this is what I'm saying. Are you single by choice, or is it the choices that you make you single? Another thing, we could even go into weight. A lot of you girls are overweight. Now, a man that's about something, that's been working hard, been saving, putting money in his pocket, like, them man, they're not trying to be seen with no fat girl blood. I'm sorry. Like, he might lay up with you. He might tell you some things that you want to hear. But again, you're not going to get the commitment that you want from him. And you don't know what I'm talking about. Like, you don't know what I'm talking about. Because you're still watching the video. You know what I'm talking about. No man of value with a good status, unless if that's what he's really into. Unless if that's what he's really into. There are men like that are genuinely into big girls. But I think those are a bit far and wide. Like, no one around me wants to be with no fat girl. You come around with a fat girl, bro, I'm clowning you, bro. So, like, what the fuck are you doing, fam? Is that the best you can do? That's what you hear. Is that the best you can do? And you know why they say, is that the best you can do? Because that's them saying, we know you don't have any other options. So you have to take what you get. And we all know as well, like, on the female side of things, girls, the bigger women are known to be a bit more desperate, right? So she's going to take what she can get. So both of you are really just good for each other. Like, you ain't shit and she's fat. I'm just saying, like, it's the decisions that you've made help make you single. You're not watching your eating habits. You're not exercising. You see what I'm saying? You're not trying to even live a healthy lifestyle. But yet you sit there sometimes and I can tell, like, you lot want it all, bruv. And you lot want it all. And you can't walk like that. You can't walk like that, Dre. Like, serious thing. You can't walk like that. They're fucking up the thing now, man. Fuck. But anyway, this is a little short episode. I think I'm gonna call this Bracey Talks. I think this is what I'm gonna call it. Bracey Talks. So again, are you single by choice? Or is it the choices that you've made you single? A lot of you... Here, I'll put it like this. A lot of you as well seem to get all this relationship advice from each other. Because like, when I sit and I meet women, I'm like, yo, like, I hear they talk so fucking crazy sometimes. So crazy sometimes. And I'm like, who the fuck are you getting advice from? Like, you have no clue what the fuck you're talking about. Like, seriously. Like, what, like, who told you this? Like, did your dad not tell you nothing? And you know, a lot of the time they're just like, yeah, well, you know, they you know, girls are like, yeah, I confide in my brethren, like, you know, me and her, that's my girl. I tell her everything, she tells me everything. And it's blind leading the fucking blind. Like, why don't you lot find like old couples that's been married or been together for like 20-25 years? Why you not get advice from there? You want to know why you lot don't do it? Because it's hard for you to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I could do something different. It's always easier to pass the blame onto someone. So again, are you single by choice, or is it the choices that you make you single? That's something that you lot need to think about. Anyway, that's enough for me. I've been waffling on for bare. I think I'm gonna do another video. I think this went pretty well. All right.